Hey Candy, how's it going? I was gonna type it, but I think it's better if I just put in my own words here through video. I've got a couple of reasons why I never went through with it, so if you don't mind, I'll just share them all with you. I did try to get surgery. I really remember not liking my pectus excavatum and really being depressed about it. I mean, it was as bad as it could get, you know. And so I think around age 17, I actually sought out treatment, surgery. I went to a hospital in New Jersey called the Robert Woods Foundation or something like that, and I got a heart echogram. I forget what you call it, but they checked it out, and I basically remember that I was healthy. You know, I felt it. I had a very active life in sports, and but still, I was so devastated by having pectus excavatum that I was willing, because I knew that insurance wasn't going to cover it, I was willing to exaggerate my symptoms, lie about it. But deep down inside, I knew that that was wrong. And the fear of regret was probably the biggest thing that got me to stop. I was scared that, whoa, I was a firm believer in life, still am. I felt that life, you know, was going to teach me a lesson or something like that, or that, you know, if I would have got surgery on my chest, then I would have wanted to get surgery on this big ugly nose. Well, actually, it's not that bad. My collarbones popped out. Like, I just started thinking, it's like, then it just started thinking that didn't make sense. You know, maybe surgery isn't the answer. So I don't know. I was just very fortunate to think like that, in my opinion. But at one time, though, I did approach my mother, crying. I laid on her lap, put my head on her lap, and I just cried. It was like the first time that I ever broke down and told my mom how I felt about my pectus excavatum. Until then, I pretty much kept it to myself, how I felt about it, you know, hiding myself in the summer, you know, staying in my room. When deep down inside as a kid, I wanted to go play, jump in pools, go to the beach, but I never did it because it was just that scary and I was so self-conscious about it. But one night I did break down to my mother and asking her if I could get the surgery, you know. And my mom was an excellent mom. She did the very best that she could do, and I guess she went with her instinct, you know. She broke down with me. We were both brokenhearted, but, you know, in Spanish, she was just like, you know, it's all in my head, you know. And she was right. As much as it hurt to hear those words, as much as to hurt to not have the support, I'm very grateful for that, because it's forced me to accept myself, even though it took a long time after that, right? I decided to not go to surgery for those few reasons. It took 13 years, 13 years to face the fear. But the best part that I can say is, Candy, is that it was well worth it. It was well worth it. The one day that I realized that my chest, could be my purpose in inspiring other people to see that it's not what we look like, it's who we are on the inside. We all have an abnormal gift on the inside. And what Pectus excavatum has taught me is that in order to show that abnormal gift to the world, you're gonna stand out. And that's easier said than done. But Pectus excavatum, it helps us to stand out. We get criticism, judged, opinionated by others. And that's tough. That's hard. But I believe if you can take your shirt off and face that self-conscious fear, face that fear of what other people think, which is a global epidemic, then it just makes you that much braver, stronger. And if you can get comfortable with standing out, then you can get comfortable with unleashing the abnormal within. And Ever since I discovered that message in a split 5 minutes in my car driving from Florida to New Jersey 2 months after I got laid off, trying to figure out what I was going to do with my life, I remembered that on the other side of my largest fear would be my largest growth. I remembered that quote. And so I asked myself, what was my largest fear? And it was showing people, revealing my secret of my Pectus Excavatum. And so the very next day I took my shirt off at my high school reunion. And ever since then, I feel like I've made up for my entire past of hiding and run away and feeling the pain of living with Pectus Excavatum, missing summers as a child. I've made up for it in just one day. So Candy, all I have to say is, whatever path you guys end up going down in, I believe there's always a turnaround that can be well worth it no matter what it is you go through. To me, it would have been the easier path to have surgery, right? Because for me, it would have been like running away from my problems, my biggest fear. And without a doubt in my mind, the harder path to reveal it and to live with it has been the best path. The best rewards have come there, and the most fulfillment I've ever felt in my life has come from the harder path, the harder decision. Even though it took me 28 years, it was by far worth it. The harder path is always the best path. Thank you, Candy. For more inspiration, I don't know how old your son is, but I'm actually looking to coach people with Pectus Excavatum. Thinking about just like helping them to develop a mindset of positivity and of seeing the gift inside of our whole. And so I don't know if when I do come out with those services, I'll set it up, and feel free to reach out if you ever need any other help. Bye, Candy. I'll see you later. Hope that helped.